Disclaimer: This podcast is for entertainment purposes and contains satire. Discretion is advised.
Coming to you live from beautiful downtown Oakland, California.
You were so close.
This is Turning Phrases with Adam.
I saw a bird! Oh, I'm sorry, I was doing my best Adam.
His name's Chris.
And I'm Steph.
I'm sorry, I was trying
And
to
we're
do my
here to
best
talk
Adam.
about Adam, apparently. No, we're here to talk about generations?
Specifically, Generation Z, or Zoomers,
Yep.
and Generation Alpha.
We're here to talk about Gen Zoomers and then Gen Alpha.
We're gonna start with Z.
We're going to start with Z.
That sounds backwards.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know the difference between the two generations.
No one
There's a
does.
big
They don't
difference.
exist.
I'm going to be honest. There's a huge difference.
Okay.
There is no difference.
I'll take your word
The
for
difference
it.
is Skibidi Toilet, and that's it.
I'll find out about
Other than that, they're exactly the same
Don't.
people. Literally not even different people.
It's like the new grounds for.
There is
The
a
best,
difference.
the
It's
only
like-
good thing about any of them is that they're called Generation Z, and they're called Zoomers. And I just think that's cute as hell. They're Zoomers, little Zoomy guys.
No, they call themselves Zoomers because they want to be the boomers of this generation.
You ever see a dog
Why?
like get the Zoomies, a cat get the Zoomies? That's their whole life.
Oh, hi.
They're just
Hi.
like that.
I know, that's true, yeah.
So-
You can see it, the executive producer, Jeanie, was running down the flight of
Yes,
stairs.
our executive producer.
So millennials had a good excuse. Millennials were like, hey, yeah, we're going to be born when the first number in the year turns from a 1 to a 2, and we're going to make that our entire
We don't
personality.
even know if that was their technical year.
That's
or-
exactly what it was. And the Zoomers came along afterwards. So,
Sorry, my bad. I forgot to tell you. Zoomers is from 1997 to 2012.
See, they're even suckier than
so
you
they're
think
kind
they
of
are.
they're kind of actually the true millennials. Like they actually showed up in the new millennium.
They are.
They're the first ones to be born in post 2000. So they're the children of who exactly? Like I guess
Older millennials and
Xers?
Yeah, Gen Xers.
Yeah, they're the end of the Gen Xers children, and the millennials started having kids. And
Yeah.
They had the worst kids.
damn, that sucks. Anyway, wouldn't know what that's about.
Oh, you're gonna love it. At the end of this episode, we're gonna rank from worst to best generation.
Oh, damn.
And I know where I'm going.
I don't know where I'm going, but anyway.
I don't either, to be honest.
All right, so what the hell the Zoomers got? Zoomers were like what? When were Zoomers like
Wait.
old enough to be conscious?
I can tell you something. I know about
Like
Zoomers
2010?
because I play a board game that was made by them called Mind the Gap, and they explained themselves in that. They said, what is Generation Z most known for? And it was for not caring about products or brand names,
Yeah, sure.
being accepting other people for their opinions,
Uh-huh. Yeah, totally.
and how nice they are. That is what they call themselves. That is what Generation Z called themselves in this board game. And my niece, who is from Generation Z, started belly laughing
Yeah.
at the idea that they are a non-brand consuming generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the most.
I mean, look, you're not blaming us for like the Apple sovereignty or anything like that, but like, you know, they were definitely part of that.
Oh, they're just maybe the worst of social media. Maybe because they created social media in a way.
No.
No,
I don't-
millennials created social media.
No.
Zoomers.
Zoomers were the death
Perfected.
of Zoomers was just the death of Facebook. I mean, that's all they were.
From Gen X's.
Gen X.
Because social media, think about it. Social media actually started with forums, online forums.
Oh, that's true.
So that's, yeah.
Okay,
So you have to say Gen X's, they created that.
Yeah, Generation Zoomers
Yeah.
created Instagram.
I suppose that's, yeah.
So what Zoomers have? The downfall of YouTube. We're probably not supposed to say that. We're being posted on YouTube, aren't
I
we?
love you too.
YouTube's amazing, but yeah.
I non-ironically love YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know,
I do.
It's been changing, and I
Yeah.
think
It's
the
still a
Z's
great-
can be attributed to that. I feel.
It's still both a great and terrible tool.
Yeah. So what the hell did Zoomers do? Okay, so they were born in born around 2000, which means that you could start assigning them blame for things around
2020.
2020.
Yep.
So
You know what happened in 2020?
nothing happened. Okay, but they wouldn't have had power at that point. They were just sort of existing and coming
They
up.
started having power when they were 16. That's when they started posting videos of themselves.
I guess. I mean, we were doing that too.
But not
I guess not as much.
as much.
So more of a video generation, more of like, yeah. It may be obvious that, I don't know how you could get this impression from this podcast, but that we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
I will say, and this is part of the fault. Millennials, for example, we didn't have the internet access that we had as kids when we were younger.
Yeah.
Zoomers, or Generation Z, actually was born into that.
Yeah.
And so their minds are... I will defend one thing about Zoomers, besides being kind and not caring about brands whatsoever. In reality, what it is, they are the first generation to come out and actually know that there's a world around them. We really didn't have... our knowledge of the internet when we were born, we didn't know really what was going on down the street.
No.
We had a limited information. We didn't know anything about anybody. It's just how people didn't know what a giraffe looked like early on. That was how you there's a dragon in that country. Describe it. It was this tall, the neck the size of a skyscraper. But Generation Z came around, and they had access to the entire world from the day they were born.
And they knew what giraffes looked like.
Yeah.
And that made all the difference.
They did. But they really did have access to the entire world from the day they were born.
I guess, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we were growing up, we kind of got that too. Like,
We gained that.
I guess so. I don't know. All I know is that in terms of technology ability, they're pretty bad.
I
Second
did hear,
only to Alpha.
I did hear someone make the point, just going back to boomers very quickly. Half of the reason why boomers, the bad boomers, are so angry is because we, millennials and Gen Z, don't look at them as wise elders the way that they did to past generations, because we call them out on it all the time when they're wrong, because we can easily, just Google,
Well, it would help if they'd stop being wrong so often.
Yeah. So it's like they don't have that, that distinction in our communities, and that's half the reason why they don't like us.
Oh, I will say, Zoomers are the first, this generation. I'm not saying it's Zoomers' fault, but I'm saying this is one of the first times where we've actually acknowledged that diseases existed.
Yes.
Like autism and things.
Germ theory, famously invented early 2000s.
Oh yeah, 1981, great year for germ theory.
Great year.
It was a pretty good invention.
But
good
we
ideas,
came,
guys.
I was out the other day with my father, and he won't watch this. He'll watch one episode and end it. He was talking about nothing when I was young was gluten-free. And I was like, gluten-free, we didn't know at that time what it was doing to people's bodies. What gluten was doing to certain people's bodies.
It could have been that at that time, if you had celiac, you just died young.
My explanation was during that time, you just died. You didn't know what killed you. You just died.
Or just were. I mean, I don't think celiac kills you. I think it just makes you feel like shit all the time.
And then Zoomers came on. They're like,
depends on degree.
Then people started paying attention to what was actually wrong with their kids. It wasn't so much Zoomers, obviously, but this is the generation where people really are like, this is our mental health. This is exactly what the cause is. This is what we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that Zoomers might be maybe the most progressive generation.
But
the only exception is possibly Boomers, actually, because they were all the hippies.
Yeah.
But in terms of modern progressivism, probably more progressive than the millennials, and more than Alpha, at least from what I'm hearing.
They are also one of the least progressive generations that I've ever heard of.
Mm.
Because while they are very positive towards certain things, if they don't agree with something, and I'm not just talking liberal conservative, if they don't like something, you are not allowed to like it. You have to follow. It is a very hive mind system that they have again. And
I guess.
It went from this world of Generation X and Millennials where there's a lot of movement towards being yourselves and different music styles and stuff like that. and I'm not saying a lot of music's not the same to say, but a lot of people will listen to like, this is something that is popular. We must all know this because it is there. There was a meme I was asked about the other day about what was the meme where someone was wearing a bright shirt standing in the middle of the sidewalk. That was all the information I had. And it was the come at you meme or something stupid like
Okay,
that.
I think it's becoming abundantly clear that we are too old for this.
No, but
We're
that's why
just too old. We're
interesting.
just
Like
old.
Generation Z interests me because they taken this picture of a guy on a sidewalk, and they created a system around it, and like everybody has to know the answer to this question. I didn't know the answer to that question. I couldn't possibly.
And so he
tell
was
you.
shot 5 times in the chest.
I was shot 5 times in the chest. No, but it's just an interesting.
You
thing.
don't get to call me a Debbie Downer after the 9/11 thing I said last episode.
But they are very progressive, and they're also standing still at the same time, which is amazing to me.
It's... I don't know.
They can't be standing still. They're Zoomers.
That's because
I
they're zooming around on the internet.
I respect the Zoom. I respect the Zoom. I respect the grind of the Zoom. They'd be getting out there. They'd be locking in, all that stuff. That's like their slang and shit, right? Locking in. I think that's Zoom.
Yeah, but they're also, like, you know, calling the 90s vintage now, and I don't appreciate that.
I like the 90s. Bring it back, man. Fuck it.
I had a rotary phone in the 90s. That was fine.
Cool.
No,
An
but...
actual rotary phone. Yeah.
That's good.
Rotary phone
I don't think they're bringing that
Yeah,
back.
I loved it. It was in our basement when we got a house.
Okay.
All right. So why the hell? This is a legit question. Why the hell are they called Zoomers? I think it's because they have too much goddamn energy, too much ADHD in the water. Turn the freaking frogs.
They were the
gay.
generation that discovered ADHD. No,
That's definitely not true.
it's not
but
true.
Oh
I
my
do want to
God.
know why
They're
called Zoomers. What they be zooming?
Why
Why
are
are
they
they
zooming?
zooming? What are they zooming
Why are
towards?
they Z?
Well, you see, in 2016, a woman by the name of Jenny Santoro who was an aviation, who was an aviation engineer, wrote in a presentation entitled "Boomers to Zoomers: Passing the Torch to Generation Z."
so we're just skipping
Is
the
this
other ones?
some lady?
Yep.
She was an aircraft.
And it became
mechanic,
popular
essentially?
because of that. It became popular in 2018.
Well,
So their whole generation shtick is just itself came from a meme. Like, we at least had airport bookstore people writing about us. Y'all just had some aircraft mechanic
well
who's
the
like,
other
I
name
came
for
up with...
millennials is Generation Y.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but that sucks.
That was just our laziness. That's why we can't.
Yeah.
That was before they realized the whole millennial thing.
They kind of realized, like, what direction they were going in with the naming, and they kind of leaned into it. It's like, oh, we're not just going to be Gen Z, we're going to be the Zoomers.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's literally what happened is that they
The
came up
dog
with...
is having a meltdown.
Oh,
They came
baby.
up with Generation X, and then like, well, obviously Generation Y has to come afterwards, and then eventually, like 15 years later, someone realized, oh wait, they're going to be born, they're going to be coming of age in the time of the new millennium. That's a better name, so that's what they went with, and so, but then they picked it up again for Z.
Yeah. So okay,
It's silly.
what?
It
From
is.
the 2010s.
Hi. You know me from Turning Phrases, a terrible show that you have been watching. And one of the worst things is, we consistently forget to say, like, comment, and subscribe. And the reason that is, because we're stupid. And we will never remember. And that's why we're putting this in here. Because I am a sad sack of shit. So please, remember as you watch our show, feel guilty for us. And like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, thank you for watching Turning Phrases. We apologize for everything.
And we're actually going to go into one of my new favorite generations now. We're going to go into Alpha. Can you tell us about them?
Generation Alpha.
Wait, hold on, time out. Do we get an explanation? Wait.
We got an explanation.
The explanation was that some lady came up with it.
Some aircraft
told
people.
you.
Yeah.
Okay,
The book.
that's all we're
the
gonna
You
do.
complain about her.
I think our explanations were better than that.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
Go ahead.
So, Generation Alpha is 2013 to present. Or 2025, it's gonna...
To 2025?
Yeah.
Is that a longer stretch than the other generations?
Some of them have been like 25 years. Some of them have been like 10.
I feel like you know what it's man. I don't know. This prediction may age badly, but you know how like there's the whole like grew up before or after the internet.
Yeah.
I think it might be the whole LLM thing, the whole ChatGPT LLM thing. Grew up before or after that explosion.
I do have
GPT.
a deep, deep love for Alpha.
Generation GPT, they might be called that.
And I'll explain.
I'm coining it now.
I know.
I don't work in the aircraft industry, but I'm
No.
trying it.
You're gonna not be working for them ever now.
Right.
It's because of your
I'm
opinion.
gonna be on a list.
Yes, I hate people that work for airports. So Alpha actually interests me because they're like actually going outside again. I think COVID in particular, I said the C word, I'm sorry, has created this thing where like the moment people could go outside again, you have so many like new videos coming out like of kids just doing the stuff that they were doing in the 80s again.
Yeah.
Because they could go outside. So they're no longer just trapped on the internet because that's the cool thing. They're like, outside exists. We can go and play things and hurt ourselves again. And then panic people because now the Zoomers have to deal with their kids getting hurt outside. It's the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah. I do believe that Gen Alpha is going to be like, they're going to be like what millennials think we are. Because it's like we existed before the internet. We are the last generation who lived before the advent of the internet. And so we think that we're like, you know, the bridge, right? No. Gen Alpha is going to be the bridge.
They're going to be the ones that actually know what outdoor and online look like.
And then
it's
watch-
going to be amazing.
Watch my prediction be the one that
I
doesn't age right,
don't
and then
think any of
I'm
you
going to
are
be the
correct.
asshole.
I think that I don't see evidence. I think what you see is evidence of them videotaping.
Oh, yeah.
Videotaping,
Oh,
y'all.
jeez.
There's since when was tape involved? I think you see evidence of them on video on outside because there's a lot of image involved, right? There's a lot of one of the Gen Alpha things. I don't know. This might be fucking Z. We don't know. Is the whole going out and like interviewing people outside of bars and stuff like for content.
Yeah.
Like
That's
content.
Z's.
Actually, just
Yeah.
content in general. The word content is I don't know if it's Z's. I feel like it's either young Z or early Alpha. I don't know.
Alphas don't have, like, they're 10. Or 11 right now. They're not going out there. They're not going to bars
Are they?
going, hey, what's your favorite
What?
sex position? Huck
Okay, well then
Tequila.
that's Z's. Reply everything I just said to Z's then.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
these
Because
are
I
the
don't know
ones
what
that
the
you
hell I'm
hate.
talking about.
Alphas are 10-year-olds right now.
Okay, well then you can't say nothing about them. They don't got nothing.
I'm saying
they have the climate change and the water wars to look forward to.
Oh my God.
And you know it's going to be great. It's going to be a hell of a time.
But we actually see them as outside. Even just going outside, driving around, you will see more kids out right now.
Yeah.
I guess.
And I think that's great.
We had more kids out here for Halloween this
I
year in
haven't
my
seen a
family's
child
house
in 20 years.
than we had in...
What?
I don't see him out there.
I thought you were a doctor. Didn't you have
I
children come to your office?
yeah, people don't age like that. That's not how that works. I don't see him out there, man. I don't know.
Maybe you don't live in a child-ridden neighborhood. Did you
That's
ever think
possible,
about
too.
that?
Maybe you
There are
do.
no children in this neighborhood.
What?
From beautiful
They're not
Updale,
allowed.
in
There's no
beautiful
children in
Updale,
They're not
Oakland,
allowed
California.
certain people. I just saying that like we see more kids out there when you're going around. Halloween was a great example this year. We had a lot more kids coming to our door. It was
We had
amazing.
0.
I
I also
did
live
too
in a
because
busy
I
street.
live in an apartment building.
And I live in a busy street.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think, yeah, that's another question. Halloween.
And pop culture is coming in these days too. Like there's a lot more like knowledge of older pop culture that I'm seeing from younger kids.
I agree. Yeah.
And it's really interesting how that pop culture, they're going back to what we were saying about millennials, where they were studying the past more. Because alphas were studying, like, they didn't have outdoors right away when they were growing up. So a lot of their stuff is older stuff that their parents are watching, and then that knowledge coming to them. So they have this new knowledge. It's a mix of old and new, and it's amazing to me.
Gen Alpha is the one bringing, older Gen Alpha are the ones bringing back like 1930s hairstyles and stuff.
It's very interesting to me.
It is.
I've never heard of this before. It's possible that I don't know anything about this.
But you are a
At all.
doctor.
I am that, but they don't teach you about that in medical school.
Oh, you're a
About
medical doctor. I
oh,
thought
I'm a
you were...
I'm a fully licensed medical doctor in
Oh,
every state.
fully
No, he's not.
licensed.
As opposed
His
to
specialty is BS.
Yeah.
Adam, if your parents get a hold of this podcast, they're gonna smack the
There's
shit
gonna
out
be
of you.
so many disclaimers everywhere.
And you're like, you are an idiot.
Like, I did not go to school for 8 years just for you to put on a pair of headphones and call yourself a doctor and play with a clacky whale.
You told me to
I'm
call
not
myself
giving
a
medical
professor.
advice. I would never do that.
You absolutely would on this.
I have never and would never.
And he
give
would
medical
put a
advice.
giant
That would be
disclaimer under your giant
against
face.
the hippopotamus oath.
The hippopotamus oath.
And I swore an oath to that hippopotamus, and those things are freaking scary.
Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Those things are terrifying. I would never go
Unless the
against them.
hippopotamus in question was Moodang, it doesn't count.
That thing's adorable.
I love Moodang.
All right. Look, here's the situation. We got alphas. We got zetas. Surprisingly, it's the other way around.
Well, let's talk about the next one, the one you're most excited. No, let's hear about alphas.
Alphas?
Yeah, tell us about alphas, Pedro.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna complain about something.
Gonna
in a
be
second.
boring.
Okay, so keeping in the theme of the letters X, Y, Z, what else can there be next but A or Alpha? Not Mark's.
They might actually be the alpha generation, though. Like
They
the
should have gone with
greatest
they
generation.
really should have gone with Excel format. So it should have been Z and then AA. Generation AA, and then the next one's AB.
There
No,
you
no,
go. That's right.
Generation AA was the greatest generation. Thank you.
Yeah, that's where all the alcoholics came from.
Well, I'm
Fuck
just
me.
saying.
There we go.
Thank you.
There. Sorry, I thought you were gonna punch me in the face with that
No.
comment. I was like, all set. Oh no, but okay, go ahead. What was up, Generation A? Like when they started on that, was that like they had us name that one beforehand?
By Mr. Mark McCrindle, founder of the McCrindle Research.
It doesn't count if you're your own research company.
No.
Adam.
He basically coined the term.
That's the same as being an airline pilot and making up the Zoomers.
I mean, I kind of respect the airline pilot more than I'm part of Adam Chess Research Institute, and Adam Chess has published this. You know,
Well, it says here he chose it because it fit with the scientific nomenclature and represented the start of something new.
But it doesn't
sure.
work with Zeta going to Alpha. Doesn't make any
Guys,
sense.
it's
to me.
clear that we're running out of ideas.
It made sense to this guy.
The
No,
Lost Generation was about something. It said, oh, you all died a lot. Then the Greatest Generation, oh, you fought World War II. That really sucked. Here, we're going to give you a cool name in compensation.
Uh-huh.
Silent Generation weren't snitches. That's what they're about.
they didn't get stitches. Damn it.
That's right. And then there was
Snitches get stitches and they sleep in ditches.
the boomers boomed out of here. They were just like a big deal. They made a whole lot of noise. They're booming.
Yeah.
And then what the hell came after? Gen X didn't have an idea for Gen X.
They were
Literally,
extreme. They're
I
awesome.
feel like no, but yeah, sure. But actually, when they called them Gen X, it was probably more like we don't know what's going to come up. Like X is like unknown variable.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure this generation will be about something eventually, but we don't know what it is yet. It's like you named the greatest generation because they fought World War II. Well, you didn't know that was going to happen ahead of time, so you couldn't name them that in the beginning. So they were like, okay, well, there's going to be something really cool that Gen X is going to do. So we'll just call them Gen X for now, and then we'll replace it later. And then they didn't do shit.
That's such a lie. They
And
invented
then-
Marxism. There you go.
Anyway, well, in any event, they didn't do anything notable enough to get the X replaced by an actual thing.
Okay.
And then millennials had Gen Y. And then they were like, and then somebody realized, oh, wait, we can replace this one. We can call them millennials because the millennium's changing. And so, like, we really should be called, like, Gen Internet or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's why we got millennials. And then, but after that, the Zoomers and Alpha, there's nothing. It's clear. We don't have any ideas. If we're going by alphabet, like, do you see how I'm talking about, like, Lost, Boomers? Like, you can get historical stuff out of this thing. Like, this tells you something about who these people were. Generation Z and Generation Alpha don't tell you shit. They tell you order, and that's it. Like, these are placeholders. What I'm saying is that we need to replace them.
You know what I think?
And we're the most qualified to do it.
You just came up with a great chant. We're here. It's clear. We just ran out of ideas.
We
Yeah.
did just. I think we all ran out of
They
ideas.
have to change it for one reason. The next generation is Generation Beta.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the most insulting name
I know, but I don't
you
even
can
think.
get
I don't even
from the
think.
Zoomer generation.
My thing is that I think that they're all insulting. I think Gen X is insulting. I think Gen Z is insulting. Millennials isn't insulting. It's a little lame to be named after the fact that the date changed, but
That's
it
insulting.
is what it is. It's a little
We
insulting.
could be
But-
called Generation Y.
That would be worse. At least the millennial is about something.
There was
But-
a cartoon show, I think, called Gen Y or Gen Z, and it was all letters to Cleo. That was the band, and they did all the music for the show.
Yeah.
Awesome show. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that if I was Gen Z, I'd be pissed or Gen A or Gen B or Gen X because I feel like they like this was a placeholder term that like the powers that be were like, well, we'll fill this in with something eventually, and then nothing of significance was decided was good enough to take that role.
Yeah.
So we can't keep doing this. We need to start coming up with names ahead of time. They're predictive names. We're going to say, we don't know what this generation's about yet, but we're going to take a pretty good guess. Now, we're a little late on Z, but we should come up with something for that. We're not too late for Alpha.
They came up with for themselves. They call themselves Zoomers because
That's
they
lame.
don't zoom.
They don't zoom that much. They zoom now. Listen, they're gonna have our knees.
I have an answer
Okay?
for your bullshit.
They got more microplastics than us. They're gonna have our knees and they're gonna melt.
Wait, you gave yourself an answer why they're called Zoomers. Because airplanes go zoom. An airplane pilot or stewardess came up with the name Zoomers because the airplane went zoom.
Okay,
That's how
great.
you got the name.
But cool. But I want to step away from that. What are they about? I think they're we can call them generation content.
I was gonna say they're about makeup and narcissism.
Exactly.
That's
You're correct.
Generation Z.
Generation content creator. Maybe I don't know. Just generation content.
Yeah.
Content in quotes.
Yeah, exactly. Where everything you weren't doing video anymore. You weren't doing audio. You weren't making music. You make content.
I did.
So that's a Gen Z thing. I'm calling them Gen content. Gen Alpha. Now we have to start getting creative because
Gen Bluey.
it's pretty
I
good.
did mention we're going to mention that. Alpha's had Bluey come out, and Bluey's the best.
I love Bluey.
Bluey's
I don't have children.
Pretty good.
but
I don't know
that
if
show.
I'd want to be named Generation Sesame Street though. Like
Why the fuck
or
not?
Generation Muppet Show. I
Oh,
feel
come
like that's,
on! The Muppet Show.
I just feel like
awesome.
it. Maybe when I'm
Honored.
63,
Wait,
it's
the
not
new
going to
Muppet
be.
Show or the older Muppet Show?
I think
Older
we're talking
Muppet Show.
older.
Okay.
Well, they're not
That's
quite
what
a
we could
Muppet.
call Gen X. Because
You
the
love
Muppet
Muppet
Show
Show?
came out in the early 70s.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's not quite a mop. It's not quite a puppet, but
I would like to do something before we end this.
What?
I'd like to rank our generations that we have so far.
All right.
Now, as we know, the worst generation is the greatest generation.
Yeah.
I would say the lost generation, because no one ever talks about them,
They can't defend
is
themselves.
unfortunately
Lost.
in 6th place.
I guess.
How many places are there?
Are there 7th place? They're in 7th
I literally have no
yeah,
idea.
we have 7 that we went over.
Can I
Lost.
No, we did 8
Can I
generations.
put all
we
of
did 8
them?
generations, so in 7th is lost.
Can I put all of them in 3rd place?
No.
No.
Okay.
Why third?
Because it's middle.
I will say, I do feel in my heart of heart that Zoomers are the 6th worst. They're
Is it in the worst?
Yeah.
not
I don't think so.
not the worst, but they're
Please.
above generation,
I think they're one of the best.
greatest generation.
Yeah. I
You
think
were
they're one of the
complaining
best.
about them not being able to use a computer properly.
They're the
That's
ones flooding
do
my
you know what that? Do you know what that is? For me, that's job security.
I know.
I'm
is.
very happy with that.
okay.
I'm extremely happy. I hope they give these kids as many tablets as possible.
Okay. I will say,
Apple products all the way.
I love
Please.
Generation
No,
X.
no.
I need job security.
Alpha or X for the next one, because I want to rate Alpha high personally.
I want to rate Alpha high. I'm gonna say Gen Z objectively is the worst. because they're the ones flooding my Instagram feed with, videos on how to cheat on your boyfriend.
So we're gonna
not
say
get
that's
caught.
at 6. They're not the worst.
Yeah.
They're 6 out
They're
of
6.
8. I think 5th place.
I don't think they're the worst.
What's 5th? Wait, let's think about this. Is it Generation X?
I think the worst is Boomers.
Boomers is 5th.
I personally, okay. Well, you can have your ranking. My ranking is Boomers at the bottom. I don't have a problem with the Lost Generation. Like what?
I don't have a problem
know
with
a
it.
damn
We
thing
just don't
about
know
them.
a lot about them. That's the reason they're so low.
I guess they're probably pretty racist. I'll put them in 5th worst.
Gen X gave us thrash metal. That's all I'm gonna say.
I do like Gen X. I do think millennials were pretty good.
Eh.
We are millennials, so that's the problem that we're having right here. Is that we want to rate them higher because we are that. But I actually want to rate Generation. I'm gonna say, I have no reason for this. I think Alphas are number 1.
I think you're absolutely wrong.
I think they had the
I think
best.
they're terrible.
Actually, that's bias also because Generation Alpha are the children of the millennials.
That's
So
true. There's a reason for me liking Alphas more, and there's because they have the possibility of taking the best from all the generations that they were growing up from. So I think they could be number 1.
Yeah, they're not though. In my opinion, it's Boomers at the bottom, followed by Lost, followed by Alpha, followed by Millennials, followed by Zoomers. Gen X don't get a place because no one cares about them.
What about
Thrash
the
metal.
Greatest Generation?
Huh?
Greatest Generation.
I don't know, man. Ah, boy.
It's pretty trash.
They were okay. I don't know. Middle of the road, one step below Millennials. Well, probably above.
They.
Okay. All right. Ranking is Boomers at the bottom. Boomers. This is unlistenable. I don't know.
Okay.
I literally don't even remember
Adam
them
doesn't
all.
like boomers and he loves these.
These are cool.
Yeah.
These are
What
doing
is
alright.
favorite? Least
I
worst
think
and favorite?
Alphas kind of suck. I think they're gonna be bad.
Steph, least favorite and favorite. Let's just do that.
Okay, my least favorite, only because I've had the most direct contact with them, is probably Boomers.
Okay.
Only because I've met so many crappy ones. And for not greatest, but for best generation, probably Gen X, man. They had the best music.
I like Gen X a lot. I do. I just have hope for Alphas.
I know that's a shitty reason, but like,
I just have.
You know
hope for
what?
them.
I think I 100% agree with your entire. That's my probably favorite and least favorite also.
Okay.
Even though I kept saying I don't remember Gen X and they don't
And
exist.
since this is
I
democracy,
think
we're
that
gonna
maybe
go
that's
along
the
with
best
that.
thing about them.
But I will never change my opinion. Apparently, that I didn't know I had.
I
That
guess
the greatest
so.
generation was the worst.
You're allowed to be wrong.
I am allowed to be wrong, and I choose to be wrong.
That's
now.
why we made this podcast.
I'm a professor. I'm allowed to be wrong all the time. I don't have anybody that's gonna live or die thanks to my advice. That's
Wait a
you.
minute. Do you have tenure?
No, I'm not old enough to
Then
have
you
tenure.
better
can
be-
I just
you
assign
better watch
myself a
your damn
bullshit
step.
title now?
I mean, you
Absolutely.
can.
You Pope Stephanie, the first.
I'll take it.
All right.
Stephanie,
Pope Stephanie the first.
sign us out, Adam.
All right, this has been Pope Stephanie the First, and
Professor.
Dr. Adam, medical doctor licensed in every state, and Professor Chris here with Turning Phrases. Yeah, just be cool to each other, man. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, even though
Happy
this is coming out
holidays.
in.
Merry Christmas, Hana, Yule, New Year.
Merry
This is coming out in
Christmas.
April, so
Happy
listen to it in
April.
2025.
happy Easter.
Don't listen to this until Christmas, and then it will make sense.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, everyone. Peace.
Yay.